कपित जम्बू हलसार भक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः हरि ओम। राम कृष्ण राम सीता. This is a very unusual bhajan because in Trinidad we say Sita Ram, Radha Krishna, Gauri Shankar. Always the female name comes first. But in this little kirtan, the male name comes first. At least once let the man be first. Otherwise, lady is always first. Now see this. Ram Sita Krishna Radha Vitthal Rakumai Jai Jai Vitthal Rakumai Syavara Ramachandra ki jai. Pandit Surendra is here. Oh. I want you to say a few words, but I don't want you to talk behind my back.
Hari Om. Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai. Swamiji, sometimes the best things are said behind your back. So, we need a very brave to speak in front of you. So, Sitaram everyone. A very special welcome to the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir. I know this is not your first visit, and we are very privileged and very honored to be able to host this, the second Yatra to the Southland. The first one, we would have done the hosting at the UTT College. This year, we saw it fit by force. Since the UTT College was not available, we decided in the absence of the perfect facilities, we would be able to host. And I hope you're comfortable. I hope all the participants are comfortable. And we know that by the next time you're around, 3 years' time, I'm sure we could get our act together in 3 years' time. So thank you all very much for joining this evening. And we know that we are in for a beautiful satsang. At the same time, I would like to invite all of those who are here and those who are able to join with us tomorrow evening for Maha Shivratri worship. From 7 p.m. we'll be commencing until 6 a.m. the next morning.
Very good.
To commence Valentine's Day in a very lovely manner. Sitaram everyone, do enjoy, and Bhojan will be served immediately after satsang. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. We much prefer the temple here because yatris are supposed to stay in temples actually. Last time so happened that only once we stayed in a school, but yatris usually stay in temples. We are much more comfortable here. All right. If you are joining us here for the first time tonight, we are on a yatra from Gangadhara in Blanchisseuse. We arrived in Blanchisseuse on Thursday. We did puja Friday morning at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we left there around 5 or so in the morning on Friday morning. And we stopped in a place called Verdant Vale, just outside Arima. The first day, we rested in a temple there. And next morning again at 4 a.m. we kicked off from there. And we rested at the Sai Center in Page. And again next morning, that will be Sunday morning now, we left from the Page Sai Center, and that was last night. We rested in the Divine Life Society Temple in Carlson Field there. And here we are tonight at this most beautiful mandir, and we thank Pandit Surendra so much for giving us a place to rest. Not rest in peace, rest only. Just rest. And tomorrow morning at 4 again, we will depart for the Patiram Trace Shiv Mandir. All of us are carrying consecrated Ganga Jal from Blanchisseuse, Gangadhara, to offer. And this is in line with a very great tradition which is there in India, which other cultures borrowed from this ancient civilization. In the old days, pilgrims used to take Ganga Jal from Kashi in the north of India and walk all the way to Rameshwaram in the south of India for offering. And that was borrowed, and once in a lifetime, one has to complete this pilgrimage. Once in a lifetime. That was borrowed in Islam also. Once in a lifetime, you must visit Mecca, go to Hajj. You see, once in a lifetime. Well, here in Trinidad, we now have our own Kashi, and our own Rameshwaram. Once in the lifetime, if you can make this journey of 5 days, now see how lucky we are, Trinidad small. That Indian journey, pilgrimage, one way takes 6 months. One way. Here 5 days. See? And there it is more tough. Wherever you are living in India, you have to walk to Kashi to get the Ganga Jal. We made it easier. We take Maxi. And only walk one way. And still it is so tough, you see? These people who are walking, you have to ask how tough it is. Walking down this highway and coming down all the way here. When I drive, after, I say, I walk this thing? It's a big job. All right. It is called a tapas. In our Shastras, tapas is there at the root of all things. And once in the lifetime, all of us should do. Train and do that thing. Tapas will make us evolve at a very fast pace. Tapas. Huh? By tapas, this whole universe is created, the Upanishad says. The Lord himself does tapas. So, very, very important. Today, what has happened, you know, all our Hindus have become AC Hindus. See? AC, yeah. Ashram also, AC Hindus. So we have to be able to detach from home, detach from our nice bed, and detach from things, and just live simply. You see, tonight we will be sleeping upstairs. I already see the...
AC is always a comfort.
Yeah.
Always in comfort.
Yes, always in comfort, correct. I see the chickens and the roosters and they don't go on the tree already. They've got to sleep, you know. So we'll sleep right next to them. Yeah. So that type of thing, outside, and you don't have the convenience of all the nice things which we know. All right. So Yatra and tapas, these are very, very ancient practices. And so it is nicely now recreated. When I went to one of the television interview, and the person who was interviewing me asked, I said, we're going to walk from Blanchisseuse to Pinal. He said, wait. Say that again there. Blanchisseuse to Pinal. Unbelievable. And I remember the first year when I told Dr. Raj we should have this thing. One person, he heard, he said, them people mad. And the next year, he come and join. So, give it some thought, and at least in this lifetime, we should try to complete that thing. All right. Now, as we move from venue to venue, our resting place, we have satsang every night. And so 5 nights of satsang we are having. And in those 5 nights, we are seeing the Shiva Panchakshara Stotram. What is Shiva Panchakshara Stotram? There's a great sage in the court of King Janakji Maharaj. He wrote these 5 mantras, or 5 verses, on each of the 5 syllables of Namah Shivaya. That Namah Shivaya has 5 syllables. Namah Shivaya. So he wrote 1 verse on each syllable. And that thing is called a Shiva Panchakshara Stotram. So, now we have finished 4 nights already. This is our last night. So we have to see this last verse of this Stuti Stotram tonight. So what we do, we'll sing the whole thing, and then we'll see this last verse. I will also recap a little bit from previous nights for those who have missed out, who are not there. All right. So now here is the singing of the Shiva Panchakshara Stotram by Vamadev Rishi. Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya सलिलचन्दनचर्चिताय नन्दीश्वर प्रमथनाथ महेश्वराय मन्दारपुष्पबहुपुष्पसुपूजिताय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय। शिवाय गौरी वदनामृवृन्द सूर्याय दक्षाध्वरनाशकाय श्रीनीलकण्ठाय वृषध्वजाय तस्मै शिकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय। वसिष्ठकुम्भोद्भवगौतमाय मुनीन्द्रदेवात्मकशेखराय चन्द्राग्रवैश्वानरसूदनाय तस्मै मकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय। यज्ञस्वरूपाय यदाधराय पिनाकहस्ताय सनातनाय पूज्याय देवाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै यकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ 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 नमः शिवाय। पञ्चाक्षरमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् शिवसन्निधौ शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते। It began by saying Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya. So salutations to that one who Nagendrahar. Nagendrahar means whose mala. Mala is a naga. Naga means a snake. We like nice flower mala. Lord Shiva wears a snake. Nowadays, many American people like that also. You'll see they wear a snake around their neck and all. Have you seen? They picked up this from Lord Shiva only. A lot of people like to take pictures with snake around their necks and all. Nagendraharaya. So we saw philosophically all the nights the meanings of all of these words and names. Naga represents Kama. I told Kama. Kama means desires. So one who has conquered all desires, or one for whom desires have become an ornament. Not like us, we are slaves to desires. He's a master of desires. All of us have become slave to our desires. So like that, Nagendra, Trilochanaya, the three-eyed one. Salutations to him. Bhasmangaragaya, Maheshwaraya. Maha Ishwara. All of these names we saw one by one. So today now, Yajñaswarupaya Jatadharaya. Salutations to Yajñaswarupa. Yajñaswarupa means who is of the very essence of Yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. So what exactly is meant by sacrifice? You will see. This universe is always in a constant state of sacrifice. Sacrifice is going on in every single department at every single moment. How? You'll see that. How do we get rain to come down on the earth? Well, there is nice water in the ocean, but it's salty. Nobody could drink it, you know. So what happens? The sun blazes down on this water, and the water sacrifices its liquid state, gives up its liquid state, right? And takes on a gaseous state. So it makes a sacrifice by giving up its own natural state of liquid, goes up into the sky in a gaseous state. Then it forms clouds there, right? And after forming the cloud, now it's dancing around here and there, moving from place to place, getting an aerial view of everything. But then again, it sacrifices its cloud form, cloud rupa, megha rupa. It sacrifices that form now, and again comes down as rain. So every step of the way there is sacrifice. And this is the same sacrifice we see in every single department of life. How parents sacrifice for children. How teachers sacrifice for students. How did plants sacrifice for all of us? They stand up in that blazing hot sun there and they produce food. And we just go and pluck them. We don't like to stand in the sun, eh? They stand in the sun and burn there and produce food. For who? Nadiyan na piye kabhi apna jal, vriksha na khaye kabhi apna phal. The trees don't eat their own fruits. We go and take. But they are standing there in the sun all day. They are sacrificing for us. Now you tell where there is no sacrifice in this world. Everywhere. See, that earthworm, that fellow gets up in the morning, or whatever time, I don't know. And he goes on boring that soil and aerates the soil. All the creatures in the soil, right? Aerate that soil so that the plants can get. So he's sacrificing his energy and his time and his effort and everything so the plants can get oxygen and nutrients, everything from the soil also. Aeration is required. All creatures and all things are made in this world to sacrifice. Only the human being, he doesn't want to sacrifice. He only wants to take, and never give. A human being. Anytime you tell him, give. One spider went and built a web in the corner in the temple there. So the people clean the temple, they see the web, they break it down. So the spider crawl from there and gone in the next corner there and build a web again to catch a fly. They come and they see the web there now, they break it down. Spider run out from there. Gone in the next corner. Build a web there. They see that web, they break it down. The spider decides, what is this thing? I can't live now. How will I catch fly? Spiders don't fly. I have to build a web to catch a fly. And every time I build a web, they break it down. I'm going to commit suicide. No, I can't live in this world now. So, while he was going to commit suicide, he met another spider on the way. He said, that other spider said, what happened? He said, I fed up with life. Because anytime I try to make an honest living, you know, build a web here, they break it down. Build a web there, they break it down. Build a web there, anywhere I break it, build a web. How I go live? Better I die. The other spider say, man, you don't know. I go show you a place where you could build a web. Nobody ever break it down. You go in the donation box, you have a slot there. Go inside there and what? You build a web right inside there. No, because human beings, you know, they don't like to give. They only like to take. One fellow was drowning, So a man was passing. That man said, "Give me your hand." "Give me?" That man said, "Okay, take my hand." He take it. He said, "Give me." So we don't like to sacrifice for other people and any other creatures. We just like to take from this world and make no sacrifice. But yajna is up. See, since you're growing up, all of you here who are sitting here, you must be hearing Gita Yajna, Bhagavad Yajna, Panchauti Yajna, Yajna, isn't it? Ramayana Yajna. That means to say what? The people of the village get together and they get food and they get somebody to give knowledge. So they are sacrificing their time and their effort and they give knowledge to those who are in the village. And they also give food. They sacrifice. So the world consists of sacrifice. Everything is sacrificing for something. Do you know, scientists are saying that the sun is burning out, correct or not? They're saying that the sun is burning out. The sun will eventually die. And the sun is helping who? Helping us, isn't it? Slowly, the sun is dying for who? For us. We live off the sun. No sun, no life. We are all dead. So from the sun to everything on the earth, everything is sacrificing. And he says, that sacrifice in the whole universe is Lord Shiva. Yajna Swarupa. His nature is sacrifice. Yajna Swarupa is salutation to that Lord Shiva, who has manifested in this universe as sacrifice. In every form you can think about, sacrifice. One generation sacrifices for the other one. And on it goes. Jatadharaya. Jatadharaya means who? Jatadhara means one who has a jata on his head. Now, what's the English word for jata again? Matted lock. Not matted locks mean yeah? A bun. Yeah. He have a bun on his head. He have a bun on top of his head there. And then the hair flowing down on all sides after the bun there. Matted locks flowing down. You see where the Rastafari get it from? The Rastafari people have matted locks also. Only thing that they don't have a bun. Anyway. Rastafari are nice people. You shouldn't laugh at them. I've seen many. I have been to Jamaica a few times. Nice guys. So they also have this Lord Shiva matted locks without the bun. One Rastafari gone in the bank with a paper bag full of ganja. He gone in the bank with a bag full of ganja. The teller say, "Where is this? Where you bring that for?" He say, "I come to open my joint account." Hare Rama. I better stop over Rastafari. I remember too many Rastafari jokes. Jatadharaya. He is the one who has this jata on his head. No? So, this jata represents this very wonderful little principle. Let me tell you this principle. Please pay attention to this. When our hair, right? We go to our barber, right? Then we go to a hairstylist, and we get gel, then we get dye of any color these days also. When you go to, long ago when you go and tell the hairstylist, okay, dye my hair, it was just one color. Now when you say dye my hair, they pull out a paint chart. They ask, which color you want, isn't it? See, just our hair has become such a big, there's a big industry. It have hairstylist school and thing, isn't it? School, you could go to school and learn how to do mohawk and tomahawk and whatever. You could. Lord Shiva's jata means to say, to be able to do the best with the least. That principle, to make do with the least. You tell me, which hairstylist he has to see? which color, which perm, which gel, which barber, which just to be able, and then how we look so enchanting also with that, isn't it? To be able to do the best with the least. He doesn't have to go anywhere. That principle of a sadhak, a true seeker of God, should be able to do the best with the minimum, at least. Do maximum with the minimum. Huh? And see, what happened to us? What happened to us Hindus, you know? Hindus have the maximum scriptures, maximum teaching, maximum temple, maximum tradition and philosophies, and out of maximum we make the minimum. And what is the principle? Out of minimum we are supposed to make maximum. So what a teaching for all, just like the jata of Lord Shiva. The jata also represents the ability to bear burden, to bear weight. You see, when long ago when they have to put something on their head, they used to make something like that jata self and then put it there and then put the weight. Remember? So on that jata, Lord Shiva is receiving the weight of entire Ganga coming down. Which Ganga, they said, if it was allowed to fall on the earth, would have washed away the earth. That Ganga came with such a force, would have just washed out the whole earth. So on that jata, he received that Ganga. So the ability to bear burden, the ability to carry weight. Nobody wants to carry anything. Everybody wants to move free hand, you know. Don't want to carry anything. Weight of, a burden of others. But how he sacrifices, and so therefore the two words are coming together, two names. How he sacrifices for the benefit of the earth. He bears the burden for all of humanity. Jatadharaya. Then, Pinaka Hastaya Sanatanaya. He has in his bow is called as Pinaka. Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow. So Pinaka Hastaya, the one who wears. Rama's bow is called as Kodanda. Kodanda. Everybody who carries bow, they bow also have a name. The bow will have a name also. So Rama's bow is called as Kodanda. So Lord Shiva's bow is called a Pinaka. So the one who carries that Pinaka bow, what? To shoot and destroy all negative tendencies in our personality. The one who destroys all, in other words, one who just meditates on Lord Shiva with his Pinaka bow. In Ram Stuti, at the end, it says, Iti vadati tulasi dasa, Iti vadati tulasi. See. Shri Ramchandra Kripalu Bhajman Arana Bhava Bhai Narunam Nava Kanjalocha Kanja Muktakar Kanja Padakan Iti Vadati Tulasi Das Shankar Shesha Muni Man Kanjanam Mama Hridaya Kanjanam Mama Hridaya Kanjani Vasa Kuru Kamadi Kalatala Ganjanam. There, Tulsidas is praying to Rama to dwell in my heart. And with your bow and arrow, kill all Kamadi Kalatala Ganjanam. The whole group of Kama and Krodh, all the negative tendencies. In the same way, may Lord Shiva dwell in our heart with his Pinaka. For those who, and it doesn't matter, Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, both have bows, no problem. Both of them have bows. If they dwell in our heart, all the negative tendencies, and so many dala, I mean, hordes of negative tendencies. Hordes, because tamas causes so many negative tendencies. And sometimes we may be doing something and we don't know it's negative also. Like even in satsang, I sleep. Negative thing. Sleep anywhere but not in satsang. They say those who sleep in satsang, in their next life they will turn to snake. They will turn into a snake. The one who sleeps in satsang. And the person who is sitting next to them, if they don't wake them up, they will turn into a snake charmer, So you have to check next to you to make sure that the person is not... She's happy that nobody next to her. Very good. One grandfather used to bring his grandson to satsang and he used to sit in the front row. And when the satsang started, every night, first night satsang started, that grandfather went to sleep. So the next night, the Vyas, he told the grandson, he said, Beta, you see your grandfather sleeping there in satsang. From tomorrow, I want you to give him a hunch, a jab. Yeah. Jab in the rib. And I'll give you $5. So the next day when they come satsang, and the grandfather gone to sleep, the little boy, give him a jab, man. And the Vyas really give the little boy $5 at the end of the satsang. 2 days, 3 days, kept on, and every night he getting $5. On the 4th night now, he didn't give any jab. And the grandfather went to sleep. And that's disturbing because it's coming in the mic too. Because he's in front row. So Vyas asking the little boy, he said, what happened, man? I was giving you the $5 religiously every night. How come you stopped? Why you stopped? My grandfather gave me $10 not to give. So negative things could be of any type. Only by coming to satsang, we will know what is positive thing and what is negative. Because people do negative things all the time and don't even know that it is something negative. Little things you wouldn't believe. See, if you're playing music too hard to disturb your neighbor, it's a negative thing. Anything can be. So, may Lord Shiva dwell in my heart with his Pinaka and remove all of these negative tendencies. Sanatanaya. Sanatana, he is. Sanatana means eternal. Eternal. You have to try to understand what this word. This is a very, very highly philosophical word in Hinduism, in our Shastras. This Sanatana word is translated in English as eternal. But what exactly is the meaning of eternal? Please remember, in Hinduism, we do not have the concept of creation. Creation is not there in Hinduism. When we use that word creation in a technical sense. It means no matter how far you go back, the universe was always there. And how far behind that also you go, the universe is still there. It was not created at any time. But what we have is the universe being there, it goes into a state of unmanifest, and stays in that state of unmanifest and again becomes manifest. So what is the meaning of manifest and unmanifest that you have to understand? Now, when in a seed, a mango seed, let us say, in that mango seed, there is a mango tree inside of there or not? But the tree had to be there, isn't it? The tree is already inside that mango seed. So when you put the mango seed in the ground, the tree comes out. So that tree is inside that seed in an unmanifest state. When you put it in the ground, the same tree which is there inside the seed becomes manifest. So this is the meaning of unmanifest and manifest. So the whole universe goes into a state of unmanifest when Brahmaji sleeps. And when Brahmaji wakes up, again this whole universe comes into a state of manifest. You see? And it's a constant process. And actually, this is how the universe is running. See, look here. You have been eating mangoes since you were born, right? And when we die and go, all the future generations will also eat mango. Is it from the same mango tree? Those mango trees die, and that mango tree goes into seed form. Somebody has planted the seed, and they grow new ones, and this tree die, isn't it? And this tree will die, and they'll plant new ones. And it's not the same tree. The trees die after some time, but they go into unmanifest in the seed. And so, no matter how long you plant a long mango, it's the same long mango, isn't it? Same long mango. That even 1,000 years ago, that seed sprouted a tree. And from that tree, you took a seed and planted, and it will go for thousands of years. And it's the same long mango. You see? It wouldn't taste any like a Julie mango. It will taste like a long mango only. So, the universe keeps going into, like for example, Bhagavan tells in Bhagavad Gita, right now we are manifest, all of us who are sitting here. After some time, we'll become unmanifest. Isn't it? The jiva who is living inside his body, he will become unmanifest. And he'll go in some other household, some other place in this world and become again manifest. And how long this process has been going on? No beginning, no end. Ananta, anadi, ananta, it is called in Sanskrit. And this is the meaning of Sanatana, eternal. Lord Shiva was not born at any time or will not vanish at any time. It's always been there, so it's called as Sanatana. And in fourth case, Sanatanaya. Salutations to that Lord Shiva, who is eternal. And the next word is Divyaya. Divya. Lord Shiva is Divya. Divya in word in Sanskrit is masculine, and when you have to get the feminine, you have the Divya. Divya, Divya. So he's called a Divya. Divya means divine. Divya also means one who shines brightly, the light of divinity. That is the meaning of Divya. Div in Sanskrit means to shine. That is this verbal root. Div, to shine. Same word, same root from which Devas are formed. Devatas, Devas, Divya. And in English also, divine. See? The English got the word from there only. Divine. That which shines divinely. Lord Shiva is called as Divya. And Devaya, he is also called as Deva. So, Deva means God. God. And why is he called God? Because he shines. Shines eternally. Sanatana. So, Deva. And sometimes he called him Mahadeva. Have you seen? Mahadeva, Lord Shiva. Digambaraya, and he's called a Digambara. Digambara means whose clothing is space. He wears a space as his clothing. Ambara in Sanskrit means clothes. Ambara, cloth, clothes. And Digambara, dig means space. So it meaning to say what? He wears no clothes. Because if you're wearing space as clothes, the space doesn't have any. That means to say that he is totally contented and doesn't need, what we wear clothes because of a number of reasons, isn't it? We wear clothes because of so many reasons. All of those reasons why we wear clothes, he has none of those reasons to wear clothes. isn't it? You recount how many reasons why we wear clothes. Most thing is, people wear clothes because they want to look nice and swanky. People want to look swanky, isn't it? So they wear all sorts of nice clothing. Sharp and slick and all sorts of things they say. And people feel, and they wear all sorts of nice satin and in Trinidad they say, treads, boy. Yeah, the older people know that. So now, Lord Shiva doesn't need clothes to make him look nice. Correct or not? We need clothes to make us look nice. Look at that thing. Then, we are such fragile beings, we feel cold all the time. We feel cold, so we wear. He lives in Mount Kailash where there is snow and ice. But not fragile and weak like us. So he is. In other words, we should become strong and tough like that also. Not weaker and weaker human beings are coming. Do you know? I know one man who used to sleep all in the pavement and thing. Sometimes he get drunk and he sleep in the pavement. And recently I meet he tell me he can't sleep without AC now. He said he can't sleep without AC. Look from where to where. He becomes stronger or weaker? Weaker. So the human beings are becoming weaker and little bit of temperature in either side, hot or cold. We can't bear. That is in Sanskrit called the absence of titiksha. Titiksha rahita. Forbearance is a great, great thing. So Lord Shiva has this great forbearance. He doesn't need anything to make him look nice. He doesn't need any clothes to keep him warm when he's great forbearance. Titiksha in Sanskrit it is called. Digambara. Now see, I tell you, these last 5 nights, 4 nights and tonight, I have been doing all of these names, But one name of Lord Shiva is enough for us to do for the whole 5 nights. There's no need to do all of these names. See, like for example, now if I have to continue on this Digambara, right? He's wearing the space, all the directions. That means to say, space is infinite or not? Space is infinite. Where does the space end? You think you'll find the end? No. There is no end to space. So if his clothing is infinite, how will he be? He is infinite, you see. Infinite means in whichever direction you go, you cannot find the end. Yeah. So his clothing is infinite. That means he is also infinite. So then there are 2 infinites? No. One infinite disappears and one infinite is eternal, permanent. Lord Shiva is the eternal, permanent, infinite. And the space infinite, that disappears. When? When you go to sleep in the night. When we go to sleep, for that person who is sleeping, there is any space. For the person who is sleeping, there is no space, no time, no object, no desha, kal, vastu, paristhiti, nothing, isn't it? Situation, nothing. Everything vanishes for the person who is sleeping. The person who is sleeping knows what time or what? No, if the alarm doesn't ring in the morning. And here in this group, every night we sleep in a different temple, well, we hear in all kind of alarm. The funniest one is, one man put on the alarm. We have to get up 2 o'clock, right? One man put on the alarm. 55 of we get up except he. Hare Ram. Everybody get up there. And this man snoring. So in sleep, what alarm, for a sleeping person, it has no alarm too, isn't it? You know, many people tell me they sleep through the alarm. Nah. Those people who sleep very strong, you know, they sleep, the alarm ring, and they don't become alarmed at all. So, in sleep, space, time, objects, situations, all things vanish for a sleeping person. But the person himself doesn't vanish, isn't it? The person is very much there. So, Lord Shiva is that eternal, infinite being, and his clothing is infinite. But like I said, somebody will ask you, there are two infinites? No, there cannot be two infinite. There can only be one, permanent infinite. And that is Lord Shiva. The other ones are temporary infinite, because it vanishes in sleep. This is Vedanta, logic of Vedanta. So that one second infinite vanishes in sleep time. So he's called as Digambara, wearing that space. And like this, when you reflect on these words, we can go on and on. So now these are the 5 verses. Now it says Tasmai Yakaraya Namah Shivaya. Ya, the letter is Ya, because Na Ma Shiva Ya. So this is the last verse. This verse is on Ya. So Ya represents relation. Relation in the world. And some things in this world are related by birth. So like some people are related by birth, right? Some people are related by other means. Like for example, I'm related to all Indian people, for instance, because my ancestors came from India. And an African person will be related to all Africans by race. Some by birth, some by race. Then so we develop relations of friendship in school. So all different types of relation. So this year represents this relation. Now, I'll tell you one thing about this. Without this relation, things in the world cannot move also. There has to be some relation between the positive charge in an atom and a negative charge in. If that relation between the two, if something is wrong with that relation, then the atom will be unstable, correct or not? That has to be a perfect relation. This one has to balance out with electrons and protons. They have to balance out properly. That relation has to be a perfect relation. Otherwise, the atom will become unstable, and if the atom becomes unstable, the whole world will become unstable. So relation is a very, very important thing. And see, in a household also, if that relation between husband and wife is not proper, then what happened to the household? It crumbles, isn't it? The relation is a very important thing. Relation between parents and children. So we have to work on those relations, all of them, to make sure that they are. Bhagavan has already, whatever relations he has done, that's perfect. Whatever relations we make, he has made the relation between the electron and the proton. So that relation is perfect. It keeps balance. But then we make some relation. So we have to work on those relations, you know, like between wife and husband, between parents and children, between the community members and this temple. Now see, the temple is asking for contributions. There has some relation has to be built between the community members and the temple. Otherwise, the temple will not be built. And the temple is to serve the community. A temple doesn't have a life of its own. It is meant to serve the community. So each member of the community has to build a relation with the temple. And if in the ordinary mundane world, the greatest relation, there's one relation which is called the primary relation. That is between the Jiva and Ishvara. That is an eternal and the most fundamental relation. The next second relation in this world after that is Guru and Shishya. Guru and Shishya relation. And then all other relations fall under that. The first relation, the primary relation, is between Jiva and Ishvara, between the individual being and the supreme being. That is the most important relation, primary relation. The second is Guru and Shishya. Then all the other relations, husband and wife, parents and children, and all the friends and this and that, relations come after. For the one who pays attention to the primary relation, the one who pays attention to the primary relation, my relation with Ishvara, all other relations take care of themselves. But the one who doesn't pay attention to that primary relation, well, we'll have to work real hard to savage the other relations or relationships. This year represents relationship and relation in the world. You see? And then there's a Phalastuti at the end. What does Phalastuti is? It tells the benefit of chanting this stuti of Vamadev Rishi. It says, Panchaksharamidam punyam yap pathet Shiva sannidau. One who does this in front of Lord Shiva is Panchakshara Stotram. Shiva lokam avapnoti. He goes to Shiva loka. He goes to the world of Shiva. Shivena sahamodate. And with Shiva, he rejoices there in that world. And don't ever for a moment doubt that there are other worlds. Every star that we see in the sky, how many stars are there? Oh, infinite number, right? Every star is either bigger than our sun or equivalent to our sun. And if around our sun there are 9 planets and one of the planets has life, which is Earth, which we know so far, this Earth has life, and every star in the sky is like our sun, there will not be life. Because you are all brought up in the West. You are brought up in a Western Christian, pro-Christian environment. You are only taught to believe that this is the only world. But our Shastra talk about Ananta Koti Brahmanda. Means limitless, countless worlds. Countless worlds. Only in the Christian teaching, there is only this world, which will be quickly disproven by science just now. Science is going out and finding many, many Earth-like planets. So, he says, the person will go to some of the worlds way better than ours, some worse. So one world called Shiva Loka, where this great Supreme Lord Shiva in form lives. That person who is able to chant this thing in front of Lord Shiva every day, he will eventually go to this world. This is the Phalastuti. Okay. All right. So now it is exactly 7:30. In this watch, you have to specify that thing. Yeah. We will have Aarti, and for the people who are, for the Yatris, tomorrow, those who are taking footage will ask you your impressions. For Yatris, we want your impressions on 10 seconds only. I don't want anybody talking long. 10 seconds or 12 seconds or whatever. Impression on the Yatra, experience, impression, that kind of thing. Okay. We are engaging in a $10 million project for our school in Cuba, and we have a raffle, 3-car raffle. The first prize is a Toyota Corolla. The second prize is a, what is that? Mazda 3. And the third prize is a Nissan Tira. All 3 cars already bought and sitting there. It draws on the 30th of May. 3-car raffle. Those of you who are interested in winning a car, you please buy. And in helping to build the school, you can buy tickets. Okay. All right. We'll have Aarti. And those of you who are joined here tonight, we want to pass the Aarti thali after. Please give generously, because we want to make a contribution to this temple in the form of the Aarti. All right. So I implore all of you to give as much, because this temple project has to go on. It has reached quite a way already. Great effort by all the community members here and Pandit Surendra, but it can't stop. It has to keep going. All right. Okay.